Hi everyone. Mike asked me if I would do another video for you to see how I do my covers. The ASC magazine is about to produce its 24th edition, and because I have templates that I've been running for 2 years now, I'm able to just open up a previous month's template and add to it, so I really don't have a lot of excess. What I did was, usually what I'll do is I'll go to my folder that I have for the magazine, and I've already made this template for the 24th edition, but I'm going to show you how I normally do this. I saved myself a lot of time. So this is what we're going to be doing for February of 2015. This is the company that we are highlighting this month, and they're educators for children's schools, and they help others get going on the aquaponics. So let me show you how we do this. First of all, I'll go to one of my older templates. Actually, this is the 24th template, so if I want to start a new one, I'll go up here to my 2015 magazines. I'll look in January's template and I will find my, there it is, edition 23, and I'll open that up, and usually what I'll do is I will just continue from the last month. So what I have, let it load, is this was our January template for the new year, and we had caricature drawings on there of women who are in aquaponics. There I am right there. But anyway, what I've got here on the side is just how I do it. I don't claim to be a Photoshop expert. This is mostly what I've taught myself to do, and it just works for me. You'll find your own routine in this, but you can see how many different things I have going. So what I'll do is I'll start from the bottom. I've got my background here, and then I'll check out, I'll just have a look at which layer I'm looking at, and I'll remove that eye, and that looks like it is part of my fireworks, so I'll take it out. I'll actually remove it, and then I'll go to layer 2, and I'll do the same thing. As you can see, the fireworks here are actually going down, and then I'll go to the next fireworks, take that off. You see how that works? And then here again. So what I have now, the fireworks are completely gone from the background, and I'll take out the caricature drawings, and I'll take out the shapes. You don't have to do shapes. I just prefer to do them because it gives the frame of these caricatures a nice little setting. So that's pretty much how I'll do it. And I'll take it out back to scratch, and usually what I'll have, I'll take all these out so you can see it. I'm not going to change this one because this is my 23 template. And I'll just take them all out like this. Now you can delete these, by the way. If you click on this, you can either change the way it looks. You got your color overlay, your bevels, your gradients, you can change that. Or if you don't need this for the following month, there's your little garbage can down here, and you can just get rid of it that way. So what I usually do is I'll take all of these out, and I leave myself with, I don't want that there, so I can garbage can it, and then the Happy New Year I can garbage can that. This is usually how I start off with just this, the aquaponics heading, and then we've become a trade magazine. We do a lot of white papers and university studies now, so we've actually expanded the magazine. Sometimes I have anywhere from, I want to say 60 to 80 pages, depending on the content, and that's a lot of magazine I produce. Anyway, this is what your template looks like. So then the first thing I would suggest you do is you go up here and you guess File, Save As, and you change the template from, I usually put it on desktop just so I know where it is. It's easier for me to find that way. And I'll change it from 23 to 24. Now I already have template 24 ready to go, and so I don't need to do that. If you make a mistake and you're not sure what you just did, just exit. Just cancel everything, close down your template. Do I want to change the save the changes? Absolutely not. So there goes my template. I'll open up template 24 that I have just produced here. I did this one last night just so I could see how it looked, because I usually send the people I've got on the cover, I'll send them a copy and say, do you like this template we worked on? So here's what we did for template 24. Yeah, sometimes it takes a little while to come up, but here's my template. And as you can see, I did the same thing. I went through the beginning. Now, I chose to use a background this time, a colored background. And what I will do sometimes is I'll look at the logos that people have, and I'll say to myself, okay, how can that work for me? So I'll take the green out of this logo and I'll put it in the background. And with your background, you need to use this little paint bucket, and you fill this background here. I'll show you this. In the background, you make sure that you highlight every area that you're working on so that you don't color something else. So this is my background. You just press this little paint bucket here, and there you go. Your color will stay in the background. First layer that I used was the photograph. I don't take that off so you can see that. I'll unhighlight it. There you go. Put your photograph in the way that you want, and then go to your next one. Now, I decided to use a shape here. The reason being, and I'll show you what I did. See, if you don't use a shape, what happens is you're going to get the color of the background down the bottom here. And I wanted to enhance the colorations in this logo here. So what I did, again, was I used this little eyedropper here, and I pick the color up right here, and then I put it over here. I'll go over here to one of these tools here, and I'll fill it in. I'll show you how I do this. I'll just go right across my page like this, and then I move it, press this little button up here, this little, and then you can move it down here. And center it. And that's how you do your shape. That's how I do my shapes. Pretty simple, huh? No big deal. Now I don't need two shapes, obviously, so I'm going to get rid of one. So if you overdo it and you're not sure what you just did, highlight the area that you don't want and press your garbage can. It'll say delete vector mask. Okay, so it's gonna, don't freak out, it's gonna go all blue. Just press it again. There you go. Okay, so there I have my shape and my color. And I seem to think that this works well because people tell me I have a good eye for color and good eye for design. And I like to enhance these kinds of things here. When I promote somebody, I really like to show people their colorations of their logos. And I've done this before on other magazines that we've done. I'll show you another one I did. This is for 2015. As you can see, I have all my magazines here. So I'm going to go to like 2014 here, and we'll take a look at December's. You see all these articles I have to put in every month? This magazine has just grown enormous. Okay, so this is the December edition, and I'm going to bring up my template so you can have a look. This looks very simple, but this is their logo, and I thought their logo was super cool, and it was very, very stunning. So I just put it very simply on my cover, and I used all the colors that they have in here, and I used it to make my heading for my Aquaponics magazine header, and then I used the blue on the outside, and I even changed this here. Very simple. As you can see, there's not a lot of work in this one, but sometimes simple is the most effective, and that's all I had on this cover. Their logo, I changed the colors here. Every month I sort of do that. So with this month, I made it look like water, the Aquaponics logo. And how I do that is that I have what we call gradient overlays. double click that and you see my gradient here. What that does is it gives me a two-tone effect, and it looks like, you know, water. It's pretty cool. Every month I change it out, just little things that people notice, and they always love the magazine. We get comments every month. It's such a great magazine, and we've just decided recently to change our structure a little bit. So I have to actually. I've got no choice at the moment. I was just interviewed by a Chinese publication who are about to put the first aquaponics book out in China and Southeast Asia. And they wanted to interview me on the magazine. They'd actually like to work with me and sell the ASC magazine in Chinese over there. So I'm kind of in talks. I want to tell you how far this can go for you. Right now, I'm in discussions with these guys that they're going to do a Chinese version of the magazine, and obviously they get a percentage, we get a percentage. But the interview is going in the back of their book with a link to our magazine. So that's pretty exciting. I've even had other offers to go into print. We haven't done that yet, but we're getting around to it. So I want to tell you that this can actually become one of those magazines you see on the shelves. So keep going with it. It's very spontaneity. Most of the month, I don't even know at the beginning of the month what I'm going to be doing. And then at the end of the month, all these articles come in. You know, people say, well, I've got my article ready. Can I send it in? So it's kind of taken on a life of its own. This is not the type of typical marketing that you'll see. This is actually giving people 100% a real product that they absolutely enjoy. And we find that our people are very dedicated and they're very faithful to the magazine, and we get so many thank yous. So that's a really good thing. Okay, so back to the template. This is the final product, as you can see. So how do you save this? Once you've got it the way you want, how do you save it? Okay, so my template, I have a JPEG and I have a PSD file. Okay, I'm going to File, Save As, and this is my edition 24. Remember that if you take it from an older month's template, you have to change this number here. So it has to be 24. And that's what I did. This is my template, and I'm just going to save it. It already exists. Do you want to replace it? Yes, I do. Okay, there you go. And then you need to make a JPEG to go onto the front of your cover. So then what you're going to do is File, Save As, and then you're going to drop down here, and you want to make a JPEG. And that's this one here. Save. It's always going to say this. It already exists. You want to replace it. Okay. Oh, I can't save it because the document's already open. Alright, so File, Save As. Yeah, it's early in the morning, folks. Okay, yes. And it'll tell you the quality. Do you want it on high? I would suggest you have it on high. It gives it a better color. And that's pretty much my template. Very easy. I've done a whole bunch of others. Some of them have been more complicated than others. I used to put all this writing on the side, and what I found was it's interesting, but if I just want to make a highlighted edition, I usually just do this, something very simple, like Schoolgrown Aquaponics is our who we're highlighting for this month. And I don't really think that people understand that you have to do all this. You don't have to put all this on the side or up here and, you know, too much. Just keep it simple. So that's our cover for this month, and I hope that helped.